Yeah, what's up, man? What's going on, guys? Canelo, Crawford. We, I mean, it looks like it's confirmed, but the rumor is Crawford Canelo's a done deal. They both were out in at the Ring Magazine Award. Crawford looked like he was out there, but he didn't appear at the Ring Magazine Award show. It didn't look like I didn't see him out there. I know everyone was out there with tuxes and everything, all that. But Canelo was there, and he got to chop it up with Turkey Al Sheik, and I'm sure they talked about a lot of business and stuff. And they look like they're in good spaces. It seemed like, one thing, even with the back and forth, one thing Canelo always said, he's like, look, I'm always open. I'm open for anything. You know what I mean? He said with all the back and forth, he still said, I'm willing to do business. You know what I mean? But he had his own thing going on at the time. He was fighting Belanga, he was fighting Munguia, whatever. Um, Turkey Al Sheik wanted this fight. He's been wanting this fight, and he wanted the Benavidez fight at 1.2. But that's when there was like some issues there. And we know Crawford has been wanting this fight. Like, and I think in the beginning when he was first asked about it, he was saying like, this style, this there's weight divisions for a reason and all that. But it didn't take long for him to change and start calling for the Canelo fight. So he's been wanting for a minute, and it looks like we're getting it because Crawford is out there with Turkey. They already have a relationship. They've been doing business with each other, and now Canelo seems to be on the same page. Now, the rumor is for the fall. So I don't know if it's going to be in May. I don't know if it's going to be in the fall. I think the fall makes more sense because it gives both fighters to have another match before their fight. We know like Canelo loves to fight for Cinco de Mayo in May. But there's Mexican Independence Day, I believe. If I don't want, I'm sorry if I get both of them mixed up, but I know it's in September. So Canelo always has been on the May September type of thing, and Crawford, who has not been in the ring since Israel Matrimov, and even though that wasn't that long ago, um, I think he should try to get a fight in there. Because he hasn't really been that active. He's been like on a one fight a year schedule, and being that he's getting up there in age, I just don't think you go into a Canelo fight, just fighting once last year. And I understand, like, you don't want to get into one of your most difficult fights because you know how I feel about 54. Like any fight at 54 is a risk. But I think he should have a fight if he is going to really fight Canelo and they actually sign a contract to fight each other, not a verbal agreement or anything like that. But if they actually agree and schedule the fight, I believe that Crawford should probably have another fight anywhere between 154 or 60, maybe X 60, um, and probably have the fight with Canelo. Because Canelo's been very active, and you can say what you want about Canelo. He might be slipping, he might be outside of his prime. I know he's been fighting for like, I don't know, nearly 20 years already. But at the end of the day, he's been super active. You know what I mean? And he's been fighting like at least 2 times a year. Some of the years he fought more than that. So I do think Crawford should get another fight in there. And look, when it comes to this fight, you guys know I kind of I really wanted to see Crawford do a 54 run and try to become undisputed there. Not saying he can't in the future, but I kind of wanted that. Um, but I also understand the importance of a Canelo fight. That's a huge, mega huge legacy fight, and it's gonna be a crazy bag. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. They're gonna make crazy money, like stupid money. But as far as the fight itself, skill for skill, I always thought Crawford was a little better, right? Skillful, but the gap is not wide at all. It's very thin. That's my opinion. I think Crawford is a little bit more skilled than Canelo. But I also think that Canelo has the more experience. He's fought the better fighters. You know what I mean? He has a better resume. I mean, he's way better than everybody else that Crawford has fought. You know what I mean? Like, those things you gotta account for those things. So when I say guys more skill, I'm just basing that on what I've seen them both do. Like I just think that Crawford is I think he just has more tools than Canelo. When I look at their styles and look at like I've seen them both fight forever, but I think Crawford um they both adjust. But I just think that Crawford not and I'm not even saying as a switcher. I'm just saying as fighter where I think he's just a little bit more complete. But it's a very thin gap between those two. And when you're fighting a guy that's two divisions above you, and I know Canelo's not a big 168 fighter, but you're going up another two divisions. You just had one fight at 54, and it was probably one of your most difficult fights in your career. You know what I mean? And I don't want to base everything on size. I'm not. But when it comes to Crawford, you going up 168, it's tough. You bulking up. You know, you're gonna be heavier. Not bulking up, but you're gonna be heavier than if you where you've ever fought. You're most likely gonna be slower. You know what I mean? Like, you've been durable your whole career, but you never got hit by Canelo. You know what I mean? Like Canelo, when I say he's at 68 and he's not a big 68, I understand he's not a big 68, but he's been beating up on bigger guys for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? Like those punches that don't connect, but they might land on your arms or they might land on different parts, your shoulders or whatever. Those punches hurt too. Ask Callum Smith. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you didn't knock him out. Canelo didn't knock him out, but got busted up pretty bad. Like everybody that Canelo beat without knocking them out still got beat up pretty bad. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna be easy. You know, now as a fan, like I like both fighters, but guys, you guys know Crawford's my favorite fighter that's actively boxing, right? It's my favorite, personal. But I'm gonna call it how it is all the time. So when I do this breakdown, just understand that I'm calling it as I see it. I believe Crawford can win and pull it out. Um, but my brain says like Canelo gets this is too much. I'm not expecting a knockout though. You know, I know a lot of people expect a knockout. I do think Crawford is going to bring something different than what Jermell Charlo did. I think he's going to try to actually win. Um, he's going to let his hands go a lot more. That's what I mean. But I don't think Canelo's going to stop him, neither. You know what I mean? Like I said, when I do the breakdown, and I will do it once they announce it officially at some point, I'll probably do a pre-breakdown like I did with Arrow, like the big fights. A lot of the big fights, I'll do a pre-breakdown and then I'll do a final breakdown. And I did this with Crawford and Spence. I did a breakdown like a year before that fight went down. You know what I mean? But you got to consider a lot of things going into this fight, and it's a really huge risk for Crawford, but it's also a risk for Canelo because one thing is you don't want to lose a guy that's coming up, and please don't compare this to Mayweather and Canelo. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. Mayweather and Crawford are not the same fighters. You know what I'm saying? They're super technical and they're super, super, both of them are super talented. And I've done a dream fight video of that, breaking that fight down. I get it. But at the end of the day, that's not the same type of fight. You know what I mean? Canelo has grown. He's a lot more experienced since that time. It's just a different type of fight. He's learned from that Floyd Mayweather loss. You know what I mean? It's not the same way. You're not gonna beat him the same exact way. Things gonna change. The guy can adjust many, many ways as well. You know. So anyway, we'll talk more about it. It looks like it's going down, but I love it. You know what I mean? I love it. I guess the only thing that, like I said here, and I wanted to bring up the weight when it comes to Crawford. If he does take that fight, and if it is at 168, don't go too heavy. You want to keep that speed. I understand, like, you probably want to be a little bit, you want your punch resistance to be up there. I understand that, but you can't be too heavy, because you're going to be fighting against guys that's used to the weight already. You know what I mean? You don't want to be too heavy and lose speed, get tired. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Crawford should be much above 160, if anything. And I think he should be already training in that size right now. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like I think he should be doing that already. I'm sure he has. He's a gym rat. All right. So anyway, I'll talk more on this soon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.